Hello, listeners. Welcome back to another interesting episode of Endpoint Pulse. I'm Shad, today your host. I'm joined with one of the Malaysian experts. I'll let him introduce himself for our listeners.
Okay, thanks, Shad. My name is Husain Saini. I'm the business director from 10Infinity, a distributor of ManageEngine products in Malaysia. When you say expert, it's not really expert because I was more into management for the past 5 years.
Right.
I used to be on the field doing the deployment, doing the pre-sales marketing activities. But right now, it's more to like my team is actually doing that.
Right.
But of course, personally, I've been involved with ManageEngine for almost 19 years, right, in Malaysia. And in fact, we are the one which is bringing the ManageEngine products to the market in Malaysia.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it. And we are, as a company, 10Infinity is actually the sole distributor of ManageEngine, and we are working very closely with our partners or resellers, right? In Malaysia, in terms of pushing the solutions to Malaysian market. Yeah.
Sure. Before we step into any of the conversations about the Malaysian market and maybe even the successful stories, I would like to know about your experience with ManageEngine's UEMS suite of products. When did you join with us, and how was your experience with our suite of products?
Okay, all right. When you talked about ManageEngine, of course, during the day of 2004, when ManageEngine come to Malaysian market at the first time, right? We start with two products, right? We have Service Desk and Op Manager, right? Up until today, you will be surprised to see the evolutions of the solutions. Is from two products, now we have about 120 products plus, right? Including paid and free versions of the ManageEngine solutions.
Exactly.
And with regards to endpoint, it used to be known as Desktop Central, right? I've seen the real evolutions about the product, okay, with reach of features, all right? And now is actually more and more to come. Is actually coming from completely computer management tools. Now is actually evolving into the complete endpoint management and security products, which is offering from A to Z in terms of how you maintain your endpoints, right? So it's very vast in terms of evolutions of this kind of solutions.
Exactly. So you said you traveled with ManageEngine personally for over about 19 years, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that you would have known how Endpoint Central started. We started as a CMT tool, and then we moved as EMM, and then a couple of years ago we ran it ourselves as UEM, and now moving forward we are going towards EPP.
Yeah.
So how do you see this growing trend? Are we like going on par with the market, or do you think we should go up a bit faster, or are we on track?
All right. This is my personal take about endpoint management.
Yeah.
All right. During we in Malaysia, we start seeing the increase of demand of endpoint management post pandemic. Yeah. Prior to that, of course, I've seen when compared to our common competitors, people like, can I mention brand here?
If
Right.
you have no
People like Ivanti, Kaseya, and so on. They actually pre-pandemic is actually like Endpoint Central or Desktop Central is actually playing a catch-up game, right?
Okay.
We try to catch up with whatever features offerings that they have, but post-pandemic, I see when the demands actually start increasing. And in Malaysia alone, we can see the trend of market is actually growing tremendously.
Right. Yes.
For the past, I can say for the past 3 to 4 years, right? And along the way, we can see it's not only managing your endpoints in Desktop Central or Endpoint Central. Now it's actually expanded to the security aspect of it. You can see browser management. You can see vulnerability management, and now it's actually coming with next gen antivirus, which is
yes.
I say we are currently on par with all those key players out there in the market, especially in Malaysia.
Right. That was something that we really wanted to know.
Yeah.
Because you as partners represent ManageEngine in Malaysia. So you are the customer facing
Yes.
people out there. So we wanted to know if we were exactly on track in Malaysia, because our predictions say that we are going to be growing even more in the coming years in the APAC region. And one specific region that they narrowed it down was Malaysia. So I just want to make sure that we are on par and all our solutions as powerful as every other competitors in the market. But personally, what we want to do is like be much more stronger than everyone. Do you certainly agree that are we in the
Yes, very much agree with that. It's not only the product, the team, the fantastic team is actually behind the success of this product. I would say it's a success because for the past 3 years in Malaysia, endpoint management tools, which is coming from Endpoint Central, is actually one of our main contributor when it comes to ManageEngine revenues, right? So apart in traditional way, prior to endpoint come into picture, we actually aggressively selling a product like ITSM solutions, service desk, op manager, and so on. Post pandemic, we see the trend is actually changing now. For the past 3 years, endpoint management is actually the one that customers is actually looking at, and in fact, it's actually the main contributor of revenues when it comes to ManageEngine business in Malaysia.
Yeah, totally agree. So, as a follow-up question to your previous answer, so post-pandemic, endpoint management and security has taken a huge place in Malaysia.
Yeah.
So, I understand that most of the workplaces in Malaysia or around the globe currently are looking into two different paths. One is working from the office, one is working at home, like a hybrid structure.
Yeah.
That being said, it is moving towards the cloud platform.
Yeah.
So how is Malaysia coping with the cloud platform? Like, are we seeing 100% migration, or what would be the ratio you think comparing on-prem and cloud?
Yes, especially in Malaysia, the adoptions of cloud is actually slightly behind when you compare to those developed countries in Northern America, in Europe market, and so on. But post-pandemic, we see the trend is actually slowly changing, and in a traditional manner, we actually pushing on-prem solutions because the demand for cloud in the market is not there yet. But a few years, for the past 2-3 years, right, we have seen the changes, right? People is start adopting cloud. All right, there's no exceptions when it comes to endpoint management. We see for the past 2 years down the road, we see some large enterprises start migrating from on-premise to the cloud. We have one customer is actually a convenience store chain, which is having like hundreds of branches throughout the nations. They started using our mobile device manager on the cloud. All right, which is a good sign. And of course, this trend is actually continuing. In fact, as an overall, when it comes to ManageEngine business, our growth is actually almost like 230%. When it comes to cloud subscription. So it's actually a good sign overall. But of course, in the space of endpoint management, there is no exception. That means the trend is actually the same.
Okay. So we are speaking about a lot of organizations, and from what I heard, most of it were private. So what do we think about the government organizations? Are we seeing the government organizations moving towards the cloud, or are they still sticking on to the on-prem, or where are we at right now?
Okay, right now, especially in the government sectors, when it comes to Malaysia as a country, adoptions of cloud is actually the awareness is already there, right? It's just, I think it's just a matter of a few years. I think the government sectors will be ready. But as of today, there is a policies where there is no chance for us to have our data outside the country. Right? But I think it's just a matter of time for them to accept that, because we have few customers from banking and financial institution started adopting this cloud, even though when the data is actually reside in outside the country. Right? So I think it's just a matter of time for them to be ready for that.
So my understanding is, if we happen to have a data center in Malaysia, we can see a lot of government organizations moving towards the cloud platform.
Yes, definitely.
Right. So I think someday or sometime sooner we
Please.
probably because if I'm not sure if you're aware, as compliances come in place, Zoho and ManageEngine as a whole, they try to position the products better to suit the market. So recently we had a compliance in Saudi Arabia where it was mandatory for them, like irrespective of whether a government or a private organization, they wanted to have all the data to be within the country. There was a compliance. So we had some grace period over there, but then ManageEngine had placed a data center in Saudi to make sure that we still continue growing there as a business and as a market. So certainly down the line, I'm pretty sure we'll be considering doing something for the Malaysian region as well. So
obviously, we have been requesting for this for a few years now. I believe when the numbers is right, when the demand is there, I think we are in the good positions to have a data center to be reside in Malaysia. Why not?
Certainly, sure. Sometime soon. I pray it happens soon. So my next question would be, we spoke about organizations picking up so many, I mean, both on-prem and cloud. Are there any particular success stories that you might have that comes on the top of your head? Say, for example, someone came up with some issue and like a problem, and how UEMS suite of products helped resolve that issue.
I think I would like to share one major banks in Malaysia. It's actually a top 3 banks in Malaysia, which is last 3 years they're actually embarking with Endpoint Central. We are talking about 22,000 endpoints scattered around the world, mostly in Malaysia. Right? They have these issues where they have the existing tool which is not what we call not a vendor agnostic, right? It's actually meant for one particular vendor. So they have trouble to manage those other than that supported vendors. So we come into picture. We give it a try. That means we have them to do a proof of concept for for almost like 3 months. They've tried the product and it's proved to have been working to them, right? But it's actually, of course, there is a lot of challenges down the road in terms of convincing and get the thing stabilized. It took us almost like 6 months to 1 year to make the things work fully in their environment, right? Because we are talking about very large enterprises, and we are talking about pushing the agents and whatnot. So it's actually really resource-intensive activities. One thing good is that we have a very close support coming from the ManageEngine itself. We have the engineer coming down on site from ManageEngine to do health check, to do some troubleshootings, to do some major troubleshooting. We have on the spot kind of support whenever we require support. They are there to support us. So with this kind of relationship that we have a very good relationship with the product team, it actually make the things successful. All right. And after a year, then only we see the smile on the face of the customer, which is really encouraging for us. And right now they are still continuing using. It's already like almost 3 years they're using, and we have just been renewed for additional 2 years since they are happy with the product. So this is one of the customer success that I would like to share.
Sure. Now that you said they're really happy, I'm going to be a bit greedy here right now. So I have a team which handles the customer success. They would be really, really happy to get a case study or a video testimonial from that customer, assuming what you said, they were very happy. So that is something we'll have to work upon.
Of course. In fact, this is actually a continuous effort, not only for endpoint management team, but for other products as well. So our strategy, we have discussing our strategy with the team, with ManageEngine team, where we have to come and sit down with them, do customer success activities like complete health check of the environment. So then after that, I think when the relationship is already there, I think it's not a problem for us to be able to secure any case studies or testimonial and stuff like that.
We are certainly looking forward to it. And if at all you need any help,
Yeah, you've been bugging me for that every year.
we have a team of like 50 plus members in our marketing team as well.
Okay.
So if you need any help with that, feel
Of
free to
course.
just give us a
Yeah.
knock. We'll be of good help for that.
And this is one of our KPI this year.
Sure. And from what we've been speaking for the last 10-15 minutes,
Okay.
the one thing that I understood was we were speaking about a lot of banking and financial institutions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume or just take the fact as there are a lot of banking institutions in Malaysia which uses Endpoint Central or the suite of products in UEMS. So statistically, when I was picking up the data, I saw from ManageEngine about 12% of the total customers are into BFSI.
Yeah.
And particularly from the UEMS sector, 14% of our customer base are from banking sector.
Yeah.
So where do you think the industry split is in Malaysia? Apart from the banking, where are the next
Okay.
set of industries?
All right. So one thing good when it comes to ManageEngine Endpoint Solutions, it caters each and every market segment, right?
Yeah.
You can be like small and medium businesses. You can be large corporations or enterprises. It fits the needs, commercially and technically, right? But in the space of industries, obviously we have the next will be the government sectors, right? And we start penetrating very aggressively on that particular industries.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we have a very strong presence in oil and gas industries.
Okay.
GLCs, government link agencies, is also start adopting the solutions.
Yeah.
And of course, when it comes to healthcare industries, yes, we have a very good footprint, which is also adopting endpoint management solutions. And I hope even in the banking sectors itself is not fully yet tapped market.
Okay.
I think there is a very large room for improvement in terms of catching up with other few major banks that we have in Malaysia.
Yeah, we wish you all the best to capture all the banks in Malaysia.
Yes.
So that is one of the ideal goals,
Okay.
like understanding the market where most of the banks are using this. I think we have a stronger footprint there.
Yes.
And I personally believe that we, conquer all the banks.
Let's
in
work
Malaysia.
for it. I'm pretty sure it's actually doable because is from the day one that I work personally with ManageEngine, we have a very good support. Not only during the deployment stage, even during the pitching stage, sales and marketing, a very good support. As an example, the endpoint marketing team, which is pushing us to do aggressive marketing in our region, which is very good. Yeah, I think with this kind of relationship, those kind of things is actually possible to do.
Sure, I'm really, really happy to hear that.
Yeah.
I have one last question before we sign off.
Okay.
So that question is, if I am a customer and if I'm coming to 10Infinity, I just need to know if I'm coming with a problem and you're going to give me Endpoint Central, give me like 3 sharp points why I should buy Endpoint Central, like 3 or 4, whatever.
Okay.
Points you like.
First of all, reach of features, all right, at a very affordable price. This one I can guarantee you because we have been competing with our competitor products, and one of our advantages is actually on the commercial part, right? Apart from that, is actually the flexibility, right? You can choose whatever additions based on your requirements or based on your needs, and you can upgrade and improve with the add-ons that we have along the way. That's actually offering a very flexibility things.
Exactly.
And the third thing is actually the support, right? Our team, especially in Malaysia, we have a very experienced team. Everyone is actually certified. But on top of that, we have a very close connection with our product principal, which is ManageEngine, which is helping us a lot in terms of solving whatever issues that we have along the way. So this is the 3 key points that I can share.
Thanks for that, Husain.
Okay.
Just a quick follow-up question with your 3 bulletins. So we didn't speak about the security.
Okay.
So when we come to the Malaysian market, where are we at security?
Okay. To be very honest, most of our customers right now is actually using the tools mainly meant for management part of it. Things like patch management, software deployment, applications management, remote control, and inventories.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I mentioned there's still a lot of untapped market there,
Right.
where we can actually expand our existing customers to also adopt the new features that being offered by endpoint management tools that we have in ManageEngine. Things like vulnerability management, we have browser securities, next
PLC,
generation antivirus, ZTNA, zero
coming up
trust kind
soon.
of things,
Yeah.
so coming up soon. So there's a lot of things, but still we have to do some marketing and pitching,
Sure.
very aggressive.
Sure.
Yeah.
We are certainly here to back you up with all the marketing needs that you might have.
Okay.
We, like I said, we are a 50 plus member team.
Mm.
Anytime, anything regarding to the market push, give us a call and we'll be there to help you.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
Yeah.
And once again, thank you for taking your time to sit with us and share all the valuable information. I'm sure all the listeners out there who are like the IT managers, decision makers, system analysts will have a nice idea of why we should go with Endpoint Central or UEMS suite of products.
Yes.
I personally felt that it was a value-rich conversation that was
Okay.
right now. Once again, Husain, thank you for your time.
Thank you for
We
having me. Right.
And listeners, we are signing up. We are closing for the day, and we look forward to meeting you on another interesting episode of Endpoint Pulse. This is Shad signing off from Endpoint Pulse today. I look forward to meeting you with another special guest on another interesting episode. Once again, thank you and have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you.